Loyalty Marketing.
A book on managing brand loyalty and customer retention.
Author, Nazimudeen Saleem. We take this opportunity to ask him a few questions on loyalty marketing.
Join us for this question and answer session.
We started the session by asking him that what does he means by brand loyalty life cycle.
Brand loyalty life cycle is like product life cycle. You know, every product seems to have a life cycle. It has a birth and growth and maturity and then decline. Similarly, loyalty as a commodity, which is according to my concept, is a commodity, a commoditized loyalty, and therefore we could really draw in parallel to product. It has a life cycle, that is the birth of loyalty, where the customer usually flirt with the brands before they purchase, and then fall in love with it, and it grows eventually to become maturity stage. Now when you reach the maturity stage, it is really meant by the customer is in real love with the brand and would not accept any other brand for your own brand. You know, that's it. And that's the best time for the brand managers to really get the best out of the customer. And the last stage is decline for carelessness or indifference to managing the brand loyalty, or not providing those attributes what the customers are looking for. Then eventually the brand begins to fall. The loyalty, the brand loyalty begins to decline. And that really shapes the curve downwards, and therefore it looks like a life cycle. I hope you understood that what is meant by that one. Right. Thanks.
We asked him how does the understanding of loyalty brand cycle would help the brand managers or the marketers.
Now, usually the brand life cycle is something like a strategic tools. So if you really understood where in the life cycle your brand is, that would help you to develop strategies and other initiatives so that we could really get to the next stage. For example, if you understood that your brand is in the growth stage, then the brand managers will understand what they need to be done in order to really reach the second stage of maturity. We have to look at all the 4 attributes that we talked about over here. The attributes are coming from the 4 P's again. The benefits, value, convenience and availability, and the image and the reputation. So it may be that the reputation is already there, maybe not the value is not there for the customer, and therefore we should be able to identify that particular item and then boost the brand loyalty by initiating certain strategy that would help to move to the next stage. Similarly, when the brand loyalty is at the peak, at maturity, brand managers should understand what should be done in order to maintain or retain that loyalty stage at that level. Otherwise, it's going to fall down or decline. You cannot do much when it started falling down there, because it's much easier to prevent before it falls down or decline. Eventually, what I have to tell you about over here, by examination and analysis of the stages of the life cycle, we should be able to come up with brand loyalty management goals and objectives, and that we will talk about later about that.
Question to Mr. Saleem was, what does he mean by brand loyalty behavior?
Loyalty behavior means how does the customer behave when the customer is in love with the brand or attached to the brand and have some sort of relationship or a bonding with the brand. Now, what is that really meant by? Loyalty behavior is triggered by certain criteria that we talked about, attributes, brand attributes. The attributes, as we discussed earlier, it just goes back to the 4 marketing mix variables. The first is the P, product, which is benefit. And the second one is the V, value, that is the second P is the price, we usually call them. And the third one is the place, which is meant by availability, and the location, in which I call it convenience in purchasing. And the last one is the image or the reputation, which comes from the promotion aspects of the brand. Now, loyalty cannot be achieved only through one of these or 2 of these variables. If you want to really gain loyalty from customer, you have to try hard to provide all these 4 attributes. So the behavior is triggered by one of those attributes. Maybe some of the customers are seeking only value. Another group of customers may be seeking only reputations and image, which is the brand thing. And maybe another group of customers are looking for convenience. Just imagine, I'm in love with certain brand, but I cannot really buy anything else if I don't buy that product. But unfortunately, when I'm looking for that particular brand, I don't have it because it's not available, because the distribution channel is not effective. In which case, I'll be forced to go and buy another brand, and that's maybe the last time that I bought your brand, you know, and you completely lost it. So this is what I call the behavior, brand loyalty behavior. So the behavior is really characterized by 4 issues or 4 items, and those are what I call it benefit-centered behavior, value-centered behavior, convenience-centered behavior, and image-centered behavior.
Was about universal market segmentation. We asked him to explain more about it because we do have the traditional market segmentation, and how that was different from his so-called universal market segmentation.
Segmentation, what I call it, is coming from brand loyalty variables as well as the loyalty attributes and determinants. As I have explained to you before, we have 4 attributes, and then we also have 5 C's. First C variable, I call it conformity, and the second one is confidence, third one is commitment, and the fourth one is communication. The last one is continuity, which is not a strategic variable for this segmentation model. The segmentation model is based on taking a cross-tabulation of the 4 strategic variable C's as well as the 4 attributes that we talked about: benefit, value, convenience, and image. So that means 4 by 4 we have 16 market segments coming out of that cross-tabulation. And the key ones are therefore, again, go back to the 4 segments what we talked about: customers seeking benefit, customers seeking value, customers seeking convenience, and customers seeking image. When we micro-segment those based on the 4 C's of conformity, confidence, commitment, as well as communication, then we have 16 different micro market segments coming out of that model, which I call it universal, respective of any global market.
Loyalty Marketing by Nazimudeen Saleem.
To read more about his book, visit the website www.brand-loyalty.co.uk.
You can buy his book at the same website, or at amazon.com,
or at www.lulu.com.